and Chinese aircraft carriers face each other in the South China Sea after China harasses the Philippines. US and China deploy aircraft carriers in South China Sea as tensions simmer. Military activity in the South China Sea spiked over the weekend as a Chinese aircraft carrier entered the region and a US Navy Expeditionary Strike Group wrapped up exercises. Meanwhile, the US and Philippines were preparing for joint drills as the US Secretary of Defense proposed ways to deepen military cooperation between Washington and Manila after China massed vessels in disputed waters. China's state-run Global Times on Sunday said the country's first aircraft carrier, the Liaoning, steamed into the South China Sea on Saturday after completing a week of naval exercises around Taiwan. There was no official announcement of the Liaoning's position, but the Chinese tabloid cited satellite images first reported by U.S. media outlet The War Zone. U.S. Navy Commander Robert Briggs and Commander Richard Sly monitor the Chinese aircraft carrier Liaoning from the pilot house of the guided missile destroyer USS Mustin on April 4. The Liaoning's reported arrival in the South China Sea came after a U.S. Navy Expeditionary Strike Group, fronted by the aircraft carrier USS Theodore Roosevelt and amphibious assault ship USS Makin Island, conducted exercises in the South China Sea a day earlier. The two flat-top warships were joined by a cruiser, destroyers and smaller amphibious ships. The ships also carried hundreds of Marine ground forces from the 15th Marine Expeditionary Unit as well as their supporting helicopters and F-35 fighter jets. This expeditionary strike force fully demonstrates that we maintain a combat-credible force, capable of responding to any contingency, deter aggression, and provide regional security and stability in support of a free and open Indo-Pacific, U.S. Navy Captain Stuart Bachansky, Commodore, Amphibious Squadron 3, said in a statement. Global Times quoted a Chinese military expert, Wei Dongxiu, as saying the U.S. Navy exercises were a provocation. Exercises by the Chinese carrier can establish wider maritime defensive positions, safeguard China's coastal regions, and keep U.S. military activities in check, the report said, citing Wei. But a U.S. analyst described the Liaoning's presence in the South China Sea as normal for the spring when weather conditions are conducive to training. The Liaoning goes down there this time of year to practice air defense and live fire training, said Carl Schuster, a former director of operations at the U.S. Pacific Command's Joint Intelligence Center.
All right, Shalom. I'm going to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Gagadash. Double honor to apostles of GMS. It's sincere Shalom to the brothers out there pushing this truth and sincerity. And from this clip being posted, I think about last week, since it's the 29th, it's, as you can see, it says U.S. and Chinese carriers face each other. So many people wants to deny this, but the things that's going on right now is the media, and this is how it's actually all being controlled, is the media, fear, mandates, and war. These are the things that is happening right now. Let's start with the media. You got the media telling all sorts of things, sending out all sorts of provocation or anything that fits the agenda to keep people in trance. That's whether it's due to the mandate or to keep people occupied with entertainment so they can keep their minds away from all the things that's scaring them. So you got your entertainment that just literally confuses everybody at this point, but they don't care. This is the media is has a rap on the minds, because if you notice, the attention of these people shifts very quick when they hear certain things. That's like television. Television tells a vision, but it also affects how the people think. So, one minute it would switch to football, then it'll switch to the mandate, then it'll switch back to it's some rapper, then it'll switch back to mandate. It's a ongoing fear tactic. It's a fear tactic. Then it makes it's like a stimulant to the mind. It runs adrenaline to the body, and then back to this, to a normalcy bias. Then they'll throw a little bit of the what's going on in other countries, then it'll switch back to the normalcy bias. So, but the media plays both rings: entertainment, the mandate, and then the war. It's a whole revolving circle at this point because each of them tie into each other. Because as you can see, this clip has over 8,000 views. Technically a lot, but not a lot at the same time. You go to any other, let's say, entertaining media, such as, I don't know, someone, the woman twerking, they'll get over 20K views. So you see the minds of where these people are leading. And Esau has always been devising all sorts of crazy ways to keep us down, keep us destroyed, keep our minds closed. And now that we're in flu season, who knows? But Esau probably sprayed the the virus in the air for everybody to catch it. That also leads back to the media, where they'll advertise to do or to get a certain thing through your skin. So this is Micah 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." So every little thing that goes on ties into each other. He has a plan upon a plan upon a plan. Whether how long it takes or not doesn't matter. But it's all test subjects. And we're the test subjects to him. So it doesn't matter how he does it, so long as it's done. So it's like the rats are like the CDC. Play with the experiment, you get another type of variant or some other type of stuff. So with all the things that's going on, it gets a whole lot worse. And this is just not even just going into this place specifically. I'm talking about even going out into other countries. Like what you're seeing in that clip. US is getting involved in something that has nothing to do with them. If it does, it's usually never good. And these rats are like the big bullies. They'll smack on you a little bit just so they think you can do something. Then they'll throw something even harder in there. So this is all in a way to, I would say, antagonize, but this is a chess game to him. Because he has, as it says, he has the power in his hand to do all these things, which was also given to him, by the way. But he'll antagonize his own land, but he'll, as far as Babylon, he'll start shit in other countries. This man has no way where he just sits and minds his own business. But more 9 times out of 10, or should I say 10 times out of 10, he started this. Just like Esau starts every war, because the funding, the probably even lists some troops. I wouldn't be surprised. And some other stuff. Probably set up a fake attack on them and pin it on someone else. These tactics aren't new. So anyway, Esau wants to start a war, he can start it. This is Job 20:5. It says that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of a hypocrite but for a moment. So even with these things that Esau is doing, it's only temporary. But we need him to keep doing it until that temporary timer is up. Yes, we need these prophecies to keep happening. We need Esau to keep, how should I say, stoking the fire. until the boiler is basically at its limit. Because we don't know when the Lord is coming back. By all this happening, by the prophecies, we know it soon. And at that point of the boiling moment, the Lord is going to be right there to access all the heat. Or he's going to use all that heat onto all his enemies. So no matter how Esau thinks about it, no matter how much he thinks he's in control of these wars is just all temporary. It's all just, I want to say, child's play unto the Lord, or hell, just in general. We know it's a made-up war, just like the rest of these wars. So I can't even say if I could call these a war, but we'll just go with it just for the fun of it. But just the fact that we know that Esau's fun is going to be shortened, it's just for a short moment. That makes it all the more fun for us to know that Esau is only having a little bit of fun before we get our fun back. And that's what matters. When we get our fun back, Esau is going to see and realize he couldn't even do half the things we can do now. Compared to even back then, he still couldn't even compare to us. But when that kingdom of heaven is established, he has nothing. Esau has nothing on us, and then with all the crimes and atrocities he committed on us, he will pay for all of it. He will pay for all of it, and he knows it. Especially with all what he's doing to the earth. And when you go further, or should I say, when you go into Matthew 24:6, where it talks about wars and rumors of wars, he has not only committed a war upon these other kingdoms, which doesn't matter because they're heathens, even though you got a hell of a lot of our people mixed amongst all these different heathens. You got war. He's committed war, not even just with the civilians of his own of this place, but he's committed an atrocity so great that the Lord even demands revenge. He's committed war against the Israelites and this earth that belongs to the Israelites. How about that? And that's why in Job 20:5, and I had to read this again. It said that the triumphing of the wicked is short. It's short. It's not long. The time frame between back then and now for generations may seem like long, but unto the Lord is short. Even technically to us that actually understands the truth, it's short. It hasn't been that long. And it says, in the joy of the hypocrite, but for a moment. It's only going to be for a moment. And when that time is up and it's ready to destroy this place within 1 hour, that's a whole moment in itself. A lot goes on within 1 hour, especially nowadays when since the Lord sped up time. You can't even look. You can't even look back without looking forward without it being 5 minutes. That already went by. That time is shortening each time, especially when, as far as I can tell, when each prophecy comes about. So that says a lot. But that's all I have going into that. So I just wanted to go into that for edification purposes. So with that, shalom.